Peace. Infinite waters diving deep once again. Beautiful deep divers. Let's breathe. Whoa. Breathing in that good ass prana, baby. Charged up. Raising the frequency. I feel so much better now. Raising the vibration. Sending you all tons of good ass energy. Take that, take that, take that. The cat down the road said you received it. Deep divers. I came across this Professor Jiang. And what he had to say was really mind-blowing to me. He is a Chinese-Canadian educator, graduated from Yale, and he actually predicted that Trump would win the election, and also that the US would go to war with Iran, and he also predicted that the US would lose the war with Iran. Now, I'm going to play you two very eye-opening videos that he's in, and also give you my own predictions on everything that's happening, because so much is happening. Deep divers, look, become your greatest version. This information is really going to blow your mind and also empower you. Hit the like button right now if you support the real. Hit the like button, deep divers, if you support the real, because we got a whole lot to talk about. And shout out to everyone who's got the #1 best-selling book, Feel Alive, on Amazon. And go and get the brand new book, Deep Divers, Feel Alive 2. Unlock your infinite power. The secret recipe to becoming your greatest version. Now available on Amazon and at ralphsmart.com/thebook. Click the link down below. And join the brand new Patreon page, Deep Divers. Over 300 videos. A new one I put out today. You're going to love it. Patreon.com/ralphsmart. Click the link down below. And go and get the good ass prana shirts. All new designs you're going to love, Deep Divers. ralphsmart.com/close. Click the link down below. So look, if you are watching this video, Deep Divers, this is your confirmation that 6 months from now, you're going to be in a completely new space. Mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. If you're ready to affirm that, just say thank you. Deep divers, so much is happening in the world right now, and we ain't even had breakfast yet. Can I get a hello there? So, this professor is very, very smart. Before I play you the video, deep divers, can't we all just get along? Let love guide you and not fear. Let love guide you and not fear, deep divers. I love this. J.K. Rowling. We're all human, aren't we? Every human life is worth the same and worth saving. I love this. Haruki Murakami. There's no war that will end all wars, okay? There's no war that will end all wars. Keep that in mind. Keep that in mind, right? So let me play you the videos, deep divers.
All right, guys, we've got yet another heavy hitter guest and first-time guest on the show, Professor Jiang. He is the star of the popular YouTube channel Predictive History. He uses game theory to analyze past, current, and to predict future geopolitical events. And he joins us now. Professor, great to have you.
Good to see you, sir.
Thanks for inviting me.
Yeah, of course. So, for people who aren't familiar with your work, I wanted to show folks that back in 2024, you made 3 big predictions. 1, that Trump would win. 2, that he would start a war with Iran. And 3, that the US would lose that war. Let's take a listen to that.
In this class this semester, I'm making 3 big predictions, right? First is that Trump will win in November. Second is that the United States will go to war against Iran. And the third big prediction is that the United States will lose this war, which will forever change the global order.
So obviously that last one is the only one that has not yet come to fruition. Is quite a stunning prediction. Do you stand by it, and what have you seen so far that leads you to sort of stand firm in that conclusion?
So given my analysis of how the war is progressing, I think that Iran has many more advantages over the United States. The reality is that right now, it's a war of attrition between the United States and Iran. And the Iranians have been preparing 20 years for this conflict. In their eschatology, in their religion, this is a war against the great Satan. They've had many practice runs. Last June was a 12-day war when the Iranians were able to examine and analyze the strike capacities of both the Israelis and the Americans. And they've had a lot of time, 8 months, to prepare fully for this new attack. They, through their proxies, the Houthis, Hezbollah, Hamas, and the Shia militias, have been able to really grasp the American mentality, and now they have a pretty good strategy of how to weaken and ultimately destroy the American empire. So what the Iranians are doing is they're waging war against the entire global economy. And so they are striking the GCC countries. And not only are they striking GCC countries, American bases, but they're going after the critical energy infrastructure of these bases. They blocked off the Strait of Hormuz. And eventually, they will go after the water desalination plants, which is the lifeblood of these nations because they don't have fresh water supply. In fact, the water desalination plants provides 60% of the GCC's water supply. So if a drone, and these drones cost $50,000, if they wiped out a desalination plant in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, and it's a city of 10 million people, right? They'd be out of water in 2 weeks. In 2 weeks. And right now, the Iranians have de facto closed off the Strait of Hormuz, and the GCC gets 90% of its food from the Strait of Hormuz. So I know a lot of people are talking about the disruptions to the global economy, but right now, the Iranians are actually threatening the very existence of Saudi Arabia, UAE, Bahrain, Qatar. And why this is important is that the Gulf states are really the linchpin of the American economy. So what they do is they sell petrodollars and then they recycle the petrodollars back into the American economy through the investments in the stock market. And right now we know that the entire American economy is propped up by AI investments in data centers. And a lot of that comes from the Gulf states. So if the Gulf states are no longer able to sell oil, and they're no longer able to finance AI, this AI bubble in the United States, then this AI bubble will burst, and with it will burst as well as the entire American economy, which is really a financial Ponzi scheme.
Right.
So that's a dire situation that the Americans are facing right now.
Yeah.
So this is Professor Jiang. And like I said, deep divers, right now, tensions are high in the world. Okay, that's the new supreme leader, Ayatollah's son. Right now, you have the world in a state of war. And I'm here to remind you, deep divers, that don't live in fear right now. How I see this is all going to pan out is that other countries are going to get involved. I want to play you another video of Professor Jiang saying why he thinks the US will lose this war. Pay very close attention. Take a listen to this.
Top military brass up to the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff saying, this is a really bad idea. We are not ready for this. All the math on the interceptors that's been talked about for months at this point. And yet Trump still decided to go ahead. What is the calculus that he was making here that led him to take what already appears to be catastrophic actions?
Right, okay. So this is the key question. Why do they do this? I think there are three possibilities, okay? And I think all three possibilities are valid. The first is the idea of hubris. If you look at history, this is how empires behave. So the Mindoro kidnapping was quick, successful, and it was adrenaline rush for Trump. And that made him overconfident in the capacity of the American military. Okay, so hubris is a factor, and we see this throughout history. Why did Hitler invade Stalin? Because he conquered Europe really easily, and he thought it was invincible, right? And that led to the destruction of the German army in the Soviet Union. So hubris is a factor. Then you have to look at internal political calculus, where even though America does not benefit from this war against Iran, Trump himself personally benefits. Why? Because the Saudis and the Israelis are bribing him to attack Iran. Remember that the Saudis invested $2 billion in the private equity fund of Jared Kushner, who is the son-in-law of Donald Trump. And the Israelis, through Miriam Adelson, have been financing Trump's political career, right? So Miriam Adelson, a few months back, said that she will put up $250 million if Trump were to run a third term. So Trump is getting a lot of financial and political support from the Saudis and Israelis. Also remember that if this war goes sideways and Trump is forced to use ground troops, he will probably get approval from Congress, and this will give him emergency war powers, which will allow him to influence the midterms. So Trump is thinking about a third term. And I think at the ballot box, he probably won't get it. But if there's a war going on and you can delay elections and you have emergency war powers and people rally around the flag, then he probably will get a third term. And the last factor that is very important is the eschatological factor, where if you look at the Epstein files, it's clear that we are run by secret societies. It's clear that the world is run by these individuals who have a lot of power. We don't know who they are, but they control the military. They control the national security apparatus. And these people, there are different names for these people. You can call them the Illuminati. And the Illuminati are composed of three major groups, okay? You have the Jesuits, who control the Vatican. You have the Sephardim Frankists, which control the modern state of Israel today. And you have the Freemasons, which control the national security apparatus of the United States. And they believe that Israel, this war in the Middle East, is key to the end times in creating heaven on earth. So it's almost like a script that they're following, even though it doesn't make any geopolitical sense. Okay, so I would say that these three are the best reasons why this is happening.
Wow. Well, sir, I hope you come back. This was very informative, I think, for both of us. We deeply appreciate your time. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey.
That was fascinating and deep divers. I had to, just give you that breakdown by this professor. But like I said, right now, humanity has to choose its humanity. If you are ready for peace in the world, deep divers, hit the like button if you support the real. If you are ready for peace in the world and not fear, hit the like button, share the video, subscribe to the channel. And that's why I'm just saying, feels so good to be alive, baby. Can I get a hello there? Whoa, breathing in that good ass prana, baby. Infinite waters, diving deep once again. Stay well, stay healthy. Peace. You. One love. Peace.